First of all, I extend my welcome to all the you know uh, members from the media fraternity who have, on a very short notice, uh, you know, come to attend this press conference. Uh, the It is basically related to the the industrial land allotment policy, because, as you know, for providing jobs to the local people, we need to have units both in the manufacturing sector as well as in the service sector, so that people find employment, and it also helps in the growth of local economy, and also helps in bringing prosperity and raising the living standards of the people. uh, as you know, the strength of Ladakh is its hospitality sector, its tourism industry, especially the hotels, uh, all the activities related to tourism, like transport, uh, people who act like guides, or people who have their resorts at various destinations. So these are the the strengths of Ladakh, because it's a very sought after tourist destination. So in the industrial policy, uh, first issue comes of the land allotment. So, as you all know, that the land here, which is in the government sector, which is the government land. The government land here in Ladakh, it has been transferred to the local Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council. As per the section 42 of the LHDC Act. So even when the government has to, set up a project, we always approach the local Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, and we jointly identify the sites, and then the LHDC Council, then that land allotment is done for the development projects of the UT Ladakh, which are being, which are basically funded by the government. So that is the position here as far as the land allotment is concerned. So uh, this particular uh, issue of land allotment, because you have two types of lands here. One is developed land in the inside the industrial estates, and another is the land which is outside the wasteland, which is not cultivable and which is not cultivated. So, in the land allotment policy, we have taken care that the industries which are the strength of Ladakh, and where the local people find employment and find opportunities to invest their money, that is the hotel industry and hospitality sector, or we can say service sector, like transport, uh, like other things, taking people around as acting as guides, or taking people around for tourism. So this comes in the service sector. So service sector has been kept exclusively for the locals, because we could sense that any investment in hotel industry from outside would be seen as a sort of encroachment, or competition for the local people who don't have that much money, because outside people would have a larger capital available with them, so they might give them a competition, and which might result in reducing their chances of earning livelihood. So that is why this major sector has been in the service sector. It has been kept outside. It has not been kept open for the outsiders. So this is only for the local. So this is one clarity, that all the service sector, it is only for the local. It is not for the people from outside, which was the main fear, which we could sense that that is the main fear, because manufacturing sector, in any case, to manufacture anything in Ladakh is very difficult because of the distances and because of the lack of local skills to do any manufacturing. And it is not a suitable place of doing manufacturing, because manufacturing always results in some sort of pollution, air or water, or noise, and that is not good for Ladakh, because we want to develop it as a carbon neutral UT. So that is why all these manufacturing sector, we don't see any much investment coming in. But even in the manufacturing sector, suppose if somebody wants to set up a small plant, then the condition is that if there are two people who want to set up, one is local, one another is non-local, preference would be given to the local, because we would prefer the local person to do manufacturing, because the local people also manufacture certain products which are important, like they do handicrafts, like or handloom. So they could also be given a preferential treatment, and they would be given allotment inside the industrial estates, on a preferential basis. And I don't see any outsider coming in here and setting up big factories. So as you see in our own estates today, the major portion is, even if you go to the industrial estate of Leh, the major portion of it is occupied by the our sheep husbandry department, who have their dehairing plant there. And now we have imported a new dehairing plant, and it has taken also a lot of space there. So that is our priority, that the local dehairing plant, local processing of the local products, this is the priority. So that is very clear. So, and land outside the industrial estates, as you know, because this land allotment can be done by the industries department only for the land which is inside the industrial estate. Outside, as I told you right in the beginning, that outside the industrial estates, whatever wasteland or whatever state land is available, that is has been transferred to the local council. So the local council will have will have they do allotment to anybody about as far as this land is concerned. That's why I said that even when we have to do a project, we always go to the local council that this is a project, like we have a medical college, we have a engineering college, we are going to set up Ladakh University or major projects. So it is always done with the local council, and we identify jointly, and then the land is committed for that particular purpose. So even then, these are the safeguards which are already there, because we very well know that it's a far-flung area, and here the local people don't have that much capital or technology which the outsiders would have, and they might, if they are allowed freely to come in the service sector, then that might be at the cost of the local people. So that has been taken care of. So there is no chance that anybody will put up a hotel here. So I was just going through some suggestions, because we have put this policy on now for public, on the public domain, so that let the people read this policy, and they may give their suggestions, like how to make it better. So we are very open to these suggestions. So anybody who has uh, anything to offer, or anything to contribute to this policy, is very welcome, because that is why, because this is the openness of the administration, that though we have protected all the local rights and the opportunities for the local, but still maybe something more needs to be done, and some more ideas will come from the public. So that is why this policy has been put on it has been uploaded, put on public domain, so that people can read it, and then they may give their suggestions or their recommendations, which might improve the policy or make it much better. Because the ultimate purpose of the administration is the overall development of Ladakh, and ensuring that all the benefits of development go to the locals. We have already done it in the jobs. As you all know, that the non-gazetted and gazetted jobs now have been secured for the locals. So similarly, we also realize that the outsiders have more money, they have more technology, and if they are allowed into service sector, then that might be at the cost of our local people who are here for for a long time, and rather they should get the chance to make the best of the the new investment, or best of the new new setup as a union territory. So this is very much clear, that the land allotment inside the industrial estates, which are which are controlled by the government or which are controlled by the local industries department. That is very clear that service sector only for locals, not for outsiders. And even inside, if there is any two applications, the preference would be given to the locals even inside in the non-service sector. That means, so if somebody wants to set up a small manufacturing facility, the preference would be given to the locals only. So this is just I wanted to share with you, because it is very important to know that the administration here, because uh, we want that the local talent should come up. They should flourish. They should make the best of whatever policies are being made. And we want to give another thrust to these, non polluting industries also. So that's why we have put up a preferential sort of a list also, that what are the industries which would be given much preference. And we have kept a sort of a reservation also for, the women, the other some groups, as it is mentioned in the. So we have also identified priority sectors like food processing and agro based industry, which is our strength, because whenever you see, we have a large number of entrepreneurs who are making a large number of, value added products from our horticulture produce, like from your apricots, whether from apricot seeds, various oils, the apricots of various types, dried, semi-dried, uh, many products from sea buckthorn, whether juices, whether some squash, some other, drinks they make from, sea buckthorn, because these are our local, produce, and their processing is the priority sector for us. So like handicraft, handloom, pashmina, solar components manufacturing. If somebody wants to do, that is a priority sector. Dairy, processing units is a priority sector. Aromatic medicine, aromatics, and herbs, medicinal herbs, uh, printing press, cold storage, packaging industry, prefabricated items, because we nowadays we have shifted to the, pre-engineered, prefabricated technology. There's a huge scope for the locals to actually make these prefabricated items so that they can be used in the construction. So very carefully and very thoughtfully, we have, identified what are the things which should be actually manufactured here by the locals. So that is the policy. So this is just to, share with you. I have asked my people to give you a copy of the draft land allotment policy, which we have put up on, website on public domain. Please go through it. And I welcome all the people of Ladakh to please read this policy. Please make their suggestions, valuable suggestions, so that once we finalize it, it should be a sort of a joint effort, because we have done our best to, protect the local, the interests of the local people. But even if there is some, more things to be added, that can always be done. And I was just reading somewhere that people are talking about joint ventures between the locals and the non-locals, because locals have land, locals have the knowledge of the territory, and the outsiders have capital, that is the money, as well as technology. So there can be wonderful combination, but that will be it will totally depend upon whether some local wants to do it. I mean, that's a some sort of. I was reading somewhere that that suggestion had come, that whether joint ventures would be allowed or not. But I think this is a good opportunity to actually, actually think over it and give us suggestions, because after your suggestions are received, then we will examine them. And joint ventures are allowed in even erstwhile J&K. I talked of, because I was the director industry here for a long time, and then secretary industry. Whatever industry, whatever, investment in the manufacturing would come in Jammu was always from outside, and they were given lands in the industrial estates, because there was a special provision under our law at that time also, that the if you want to set up an industry, then you can be given land here. So at that time, because the people had come here, and they still have their units here, But in Ladakh, we know that manufacturing is not an activity which we should promote in Ladakh, because it's always generating pollution, whether it is air, whether it is water, whether it is noise. So we have not given much trust on manufacturing in Ladakh, because otherwise also it is not economically viable. You can't make a thing and then sell it in the market at a competitive price if you have to import the raw material, then make it in the harshest climate of Ladakh in the winter or in summer, and then you have to sell it in the market. So that doesn't work out actually. So that is why our thrust is on the service sector, the soft industry, and which has been exclusively kept reserved for the locals. So if you have any questions, anybody has any, so you can just ask me.
सर, लीजिंग ऑफ लैंड को लेके एलएचडीसी का क्या रोल रहेगा?
देखो, देखिए, लैंड, इसाक जी, लैंड ऑल बिलोंग्स टू द एलएचडीसी। आज की डेट में भी जब हमको बनाना होता है कॉलेज, मेडिकल कॉलेज बनाना है हमने, इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज बनाना है हमने, यूनिवर्सिटी बनानी है हमने, या और भी कोई चीज बनानी है हमने, तो आज भी हम एलएचडीसी को लिखते हैं, और डीसी साहब उसके सीईओ होते हैं। फिर डिपार्टमेंट और एलएचडीसी के लोग, काउंसलर जो लोकल होता है वो साथ में जाता है। फिर वहाँ वो देखते हैं कि ये ज़मीन जो है ये गांव वालों के लिए ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, या यहाँ पे ये फैसिलिटी आनी चाहिए, जो भी लोग, जो वो फैसिलिटी भी सारे लद्दाख के लिए है, और उसके बाद ये लैंड दी जाती है। जैसे कुछ एग्जांपल मैं दूंगा, जैसे हमारे मेडिकल कॉलेज की लैंड जो स्पीतुक फारका में दी है, वो एलएचडीसी ने दी है हमें। जो हमारी लैंड अभी लद्दाख यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए देखी जा रही है, वो भी उन्होंने उनसे ली हुई है। चाहे वो कारगिल में हो, जो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के लिए, वो भी एलएचडीसी। तो लैंड क्योंकि कानूनी तरीके से एलएचडीसी को ट्रांसफर हुई है, तो हम उनसे ही बातचीत करके मशवरा करते हैं। मान लीजिए, एग्जांपल ले लीजिए कि कल को कोई एक आदमी बाहर से आता है और वो चाहता है कि मुझे बैरन वेस्ट लैंड जो है, खुली लैंड जो किसी की ओनरशिप में नहीं है, जो कि एलएचडीसी को ट्रांसफर हुई है, और वहां वो कुछ सेटअप करना चाहता है, तो ही विल हैव टू अप्रोच द लोकल काउंसिल। इट विल बी द काउंसिल व्हिच विल टेक द डिसीजन।
सर, इस प्रोसेस में जो इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी अभी जो आपने बनाया, जो ड्राफ्ट है हमारे सामने, तो हैज द एलएचडीसी बीन कंसल्टेड व्हाइल इट वाज बीइंग फॉर्मुलेटेड?
यस, आई थिंक सो, बिकॉज ये पॉलिसी जो है काफी देर से बन रही थी, और फिर इसको फॉर्मली करने के लिए इसको पब्लिक डोमेन में डाला गया है, ताकि अब अगर कोई रह गया हो या किसी का कोई सजेशन रह गया हो तो वो अब इसमें दे सकता है। इट इज ए ड्राफ्ट which will be finalized after we receive the comments both from inside the LHDC, outside the LHDC, stakeholders, public leaders, or anybody who has interest in Ladakh or who lives in Ladakh can give a suggestion.
सर, काउंसिल के पावर को किस तरह से एकोमोडेट किया जाएगा इस न्यू इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी में?
नहीं, मैंने आपको क्लियर कहा ना कि लैंड जो है वो काउंसिल के पास है। अब मेरी बात का मतलब ये कि कानूनी तरीके से जो भी लैंड जो स्टेट लैंड है, कानूनी तरीके से एलएचडीसी एक्ट के मुताबिक, ये सारी लैंड जो है, जो लेह के अंदर है वो लेह काउंसिल को ट्रांसफर हुई है, जो कारगिल में लैंड है स्टेट लैंड, वो एलएचडीसी कारगिल को ट्रांसफर हुई है। तो दे आर द पीपल जिनको ये लैंड दी गई है। एफिशिएंट यूज एंड मैनेजमेंट को हम मानते हैं कि डेवलपमेंट के जितने भी काम हैं, जो लोगों की बेहतरी के लिए काम है, जो पब्लिक वर्क्स हैं, उन पब्लिक वर्क्स के लिए एलएचडीसी जो है इस लैंड का इस्तेमाल कर सकती है। तो उन्हीं का ही रोल होगा। इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट के अंदर मान लीजिए हमने कोई एलएचडीसी से मिलके हमने एक जगह आइडेंटिफाई कर ली जहां हम इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट बनाएंगे, तो वो भी उन्हीं की मर्जी से होगा, वहां इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट बनेगी। उसके बाद जो हमने पॉलिसी बताई आपको कि क्योंकि जब आप कोई इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट डेवलप करते हैं उसमें कॉस्ट लगती है, उसमें आपको फैसिलिटीज देनी होती हैं, बिजली की, पानी की, सड़कों की, कॉमन फैसिलिटी सेंटर, उसमें कॉस्ट लगती है। और जब एक इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट डेवलप होती है फिर उसके ऊपर कॉस्ट लगाई जाती है। किसी को अगर 2 कनाल चाहिए उसको इस रेट पे मिलती है लीज, कोई 4 कनाल चाहता है तो उसको ज्यादा रेट पे मिलती है, इस तरह का होता है। तो क्योंकि लैंड है ही एलएचडीसी के पास, तो उनकी ही जो जो होगा कंसल्टेशन से जो होगा, कोई भी लैंड आज भी ट्रांसफर होती है और कल भी होगी।
सर लोगों का एक फीडबैक है, तो कमेटी बनाया गया है लैंड अलॉटमेंट के लिए, उसमें काउंसिल का कोई रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं है करके कोई एलिगेशन है, उस पे क्या कहेंगे सर आप?
नहीं, देखिए मैं बताऊं, जब जो डिपार्टमेंट्स की लैंड होती है ना, देखिए पहले तो काउंसिल की मर्जी से ही इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट बनती है। कभी भी इस कंट्री के अंदर जब भी आप कोई कमेटी बनाते हैं तो उसमें इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स नहीं होते हैं, बिकॉज इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एक पर्टिकुलर पार्टी को या एक पर्टिकुलर उसको रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। तो उसमें यह फियर रहता है लोगों को कि मान लीजिए मैं उस अगर सिस्टम में नहीं हूं तो कहीं मुझे डिनायल ना हो जाए। तो इसीलिए ये सारी जिम्मेवारी जो है अलॉटमेंट की जो है वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स के पास ही रहती है कहीं भी, क्योंकि वो आंसरेबल होते हैं। वो अगर कोई गलत करेंगे उनके ऊपर एक्शन लिया जा सकता है कि आपने ये इसको मना क्यों किया, इसको आपने लैंड क्यों नहीं दी जब ये डिजर्व करता था। तो इसीलिए किसी भी जगह पे आप देखोगे कहीं भी जहां जहां पे कोई कंसल्टेटिव प्रोसेस होता है, जहां पे कुछ होता है, वहां पे जरूर एमएलए को, एमपीज को, सबको रखा जाता है। लेकिन जहां पे एग्जीक्यूटिव फंक्शन होता है वहां पे ऑलवेज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज गिवन टू द ऑफिसर्स, बिकॉज दे आर बाउंड बाय द मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, दे आर बाउंड बाय द डिसिप्लिनरी सिस्टम। सो दैट इज वाई ये एक स्टैंडर्ड प्रैक्टिस है ऑल ओवर द कंट्री। अगर आप मुझे कोई ऐसा एग्जांपल दे पाए कि जहां पे लैंड अलॉटमेंट में कोई इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव था, देन वी कैन एग्जामिन इट, बिकॉज इसमें ये डेंजर रहता है कि क्योंकि दे आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग ए पर्टिकुलर पार्टी। सो इफ ए entrepreneur comes and it is known that he is somebody who is not from the way not from your own party, then he might be put at a disadvantage. So इसलिए to keep the things fair and transparent ये हमेशा से रहा है। ऐसे होता है कि लोकल को ही जो ऑफिसर जो होते हैं वो हमेशा ऑफिसर्स को ही जिम्मेवारी, क्योंकि वो कल को जिम्मेवार हैं अगर गलत करते हैं। तो इसलिए उसमें कभी भी इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को किसी कमेटी ऑफ अलॉटमेंट में नहीं रखा जाता। ये तो बात सही है कि जब आप लैंड का अलॉटमेंट, जब आप लैंड की इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी बना रहे हैं, जब आप कोई इंडस्ट्रियल स्टेट डेवलप कर रहे हैं, उसमें काउंसिल का जो उसमें उनकी एग्रीमेंट जो है, कंसेंट जो है, वो 100% जो है उनके होता नहीं, उनके बगैर हो नहीं सकता, बिकॉज लैंड हैज बीन ट्रांसफर्ड टू देम।
सर रैपिड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन की बात की जा रही है, तो जिस तरह से लद्दाख का जो एनवायरनमेंट है, बहुत सारे रिपोर्ट्स के हिसाब से लद्दाख का जो एनवायरनमेंट काफी फ्रेजाइल है, तो इसमें क्या रैपिड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन पॉसिबल है सर?
नहीं है, बिल्कुल नहीं है, नहीं होनी भी चाहिए। इसलिए मैंने आपको शुरू में ही कहा कि ये कार्बन न्यूट्रल डेवलपमेंट हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है, और यहाँ हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जो है हम उसको डिस्करेज कर रहे हैं, इसलिए हमने उसको प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर में रखा ही नहीं। हालांकि ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है इकोनॉमिकली कि आप कोई रॉ मटेरियल बाहर से लाएंगे, फिर यहाँ बनाएंगे और फिर आप उसको बेचेंगे और वो कॉम्पिटिटिव, मतलब वो सस्ती होगी बाहर वाले से। मान लीजिए मैं यहाँ पे कोई एक फैक्ट्री लगाता हूँ और मैं एक प्रोडक्ट बनाता हूँ जो टेंडरिंग पे मुझे आधी प्राइस पे मिल रहा है, तो नेचुरली आदमी जो है उसी से लेगा, गवर्नमेंट उसी से लेगी, या प्राइवेट आदमी भी उसी से लेगा जो उसको सस्ता पड़ेगा। लोकल प्रोडक्ट अगर महंगा होगा तो वो जाहिर बात है वो चलेगा नहीं और फैक्ट्री बंद हो जाती है। इसलिए जो पोल्यूटिंग इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, जैसे जो एयर पोल्यूशन, वाटर पोल्यूशन या जो नॉइज पोल्यूशन करती है, उन इंडस्ट्रीज को यहाँ पे जो है हम उसको बिल्कुल जो है उसको अलो नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि ये इकोलॉजिकली एनवायरमेंटली एक फ्रेजाइल एरिया है।
सर ले में यूटी मिलने के बाद जितने भी जो लैंड अलॉटमेंट इसी मीटिंग में पास होता है वो अभी तक अप्रूवल नहीं हुआ, सर क्या वजह है इसका?
नहीं, ये पॉलिसी अभी बनी है ना, इसलिए तो मैं कह रहा हूँ कि पहले तो जितनी भी अलॉटमेंट हुई है लोकल्स को ही हुई है, बाहर के जब JNK वालों को ही हुई है। मतलब उस वक्त क्या होता था कि JNK के आदमी जो है वो यहाँ पे लैंड अलॉटमेंट उसको होती थी, मतलब आउटसाइड द लद्दाख वालों को, जो JNK का स्टेट का पार्ट थे, बिकॉज दे वर ऑल्सो स्टेट सब्जेक्ट्स, उनको होती थी। लेकिन उसके बाद ये अलॉटमेंट जो है अभी पॉलिसी ये फाइनलाइज हो रही है, और जैसे ये फाइनलाइज होगी फिर उसके बाद उनको जो है अलॉटमेंट हो जाएगी।
थैंक यू
वेरी मच, थैंक यू।